We love you, Chidge.
I like it. There's a bit of applause. Anyway, I am Stamford Chidge, amazingly enough, and this is the Chelsea Football Fancast, and I'm kind of loving my Dr. Evil chair. Anyway, this is probably my favourite part of the show. Really, I do like a bit of fannies in the best possible taste, of course. Maybe I should cross my legs for that. But anyway, what they mean in common English is they are our Man of the Match award, our Chant of the Match award, our Guinness moment for wonderful flair, skill, creative techers on a football field. I like to describe it as something that is sexual, and I'll leave it at that. And then there's our celery moment, which is for something of utter stupidity, nonsense, silliness on or off the football field, or something resembling proper Chelsea from days gone by. So there we go. Now, we're opening up our bids. We've already got these on the website, of course. So, for those of you who don't realise it, I put the nominations up on the website a day or two before the show, and you get to vote on them. And it's your votes. It is you, the Chelsea Football Fancast audience, who get to select it. And quite frankly, it's probably the worst decision I've ever made, and I think we should return to a chidgeocracy as soon as possible.
I think you should just be on your own, actually.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, we shouldn't
he
come
could
in
do
at
it.
all.
We could do a monologue.
Manager, yeah.
Like Stanley Holloway monologue.
Well, we could just be cardboard cutouts.
You mean you're not?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a bit on the woody side.
Tee him up, I'll hit him. Right, Man of the Match, gentlemen. Our nominations this week were Courtois, which I think is very well deserved, because I think he match changing save, generally played well, settling in well. Hazard, who although first half like a lot of them was a bit dozy. Shut up.
Man of the half match.
But I think he played well second half. I do. I think he played well second half.
Oh, no question.
Capped it off with a winning goal that kind of quietened us all down a bit. And then Ivanovic, who I was just going absolutely loopy over in part one because I thought he was brilliant. Several chances, an assist. Solid at the back as well.
Great header.
That Brabona he did well. More of that later. So there we go. So those are our nominations. Apart from I've forgotten to do one crucial thing, which is to actually check the results. So,
should we talk while you're doing this?
No, I can't go. I can't
talk
leave.
amongst yourselves.
There is one thing I can do because I can actually see them on my phone.
A pro boner? I thought you called it rather than a
No,
robo.
well, okay. I mean, this is a celery moment, and it's got a
Brabona.
nomination. But I will tell you in a minute what it is. But basically, that Eden Hazard does
The Rabona.
a Rabona, where they boot it with the outside of it. Well, Branner did one that was absolutely brilliant, and I think in honour of the fact that it was done by Ivanovic, we should call it a Brabona.
Can I be a...
Clever.
Actually, I won't
Can you be a miserable old swine? Yeah, of course you can.
No, I just want to question whether or not you, because a Rabona is where you go like that.
You hit it behind your other
Yeah,
leg.
but that's what Branner did.
He just did it with the outside of his foot.
Well, okay, that's why it's a Brabona and not a Rabona, smarty
It's
pants.
just a flick, actually.
Anyway, look, what I want to know, what I want to know is who you voted for. It's that simple.
Ivanovic.
It's a bra flick then.
You voted for Branner.
Yeah. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I didn't vote at all because I was busy, but I would have voted for Branner. Yeah, he was absolutely outstanding for the whole match. He was brilliant.
I would vote for Branner.
Defending and attacking, he was
opportunity.
the complete right back.
Yeah.
I can't do it on my phone.
What do
This
you
is really
think,
annoying.
benches? Anyone?
No, I'd be very interested to see what they voted for. I actually, luckily enough, I know what the results are. Actually, even better. I could just cheat.
You're making this up, aren't you?
You know, I just said we should return to the chidgeocracy.
We should.
We're going to have to for this. This is just. I couldn't have planned this better. Could
Some people think there's a script for this programme,
Oh, I love it. What a genius. I hadn't even looked at that. Great. Well, I voted for Branner. You voted for?
Branner.
You voted for?
Branner.
It's unanimous.
It's an Ivanovic full house. So
what about the benches?
But benches, what did you vote for, benches?
Branner.
Branner, full house.
Do you know the percentage? 100%.
No, I don't, Jonathan, because I forgot to look before we went.
Couldn't you make one up as I was giving the opportunity?
Oh, I'd say at least
90.
57%.
Okay.
I tell you what, people, in view of my utter stupidity and forgetting to look at what the results really, really were, I mean, what you could do, somebody out there who's actually watching the show
tweet
live
it in.
Could actually go to the website now and tweet in what the results really were, and let's see if my memory is as good as all of that.
You're saying 90%.
But I'm also saying that Branner is our man of the match this week. So how about that? Right now, chance of the match. Wasn't it lovely to be back home? Well, you weren't.
Well,
there,
it would have
were
been
you?
if I'd been there.
I really enjoyed it this week. I love
fabulous.
the first match of the season.
Yeah, fabulous.
It's just great fun.
I was scattering my mother's ashes.
I'm sorry to
rather
hear
more
that's
important.
Yeah.
But
Why
I actually managed to watch it on Monday.
You could have scattered them on the pitch.
Yes,
I actually watched it on Monday on a very dodgy hooky website called Football or Gin, which was a choice I wasn't really happy to make, to be honest.
J-I-N.
G-I-N.
Gin.
It was G-I-N.
Mickey Gin. Remember him?
But anyway, I watched it, but I couldn't really hear very much, so I'm going to abstain on chant of the match.
Okay, right. Chant of the match to Jonathan and Pablo. Yeah. My nominations are, I think that if you're going to play Leicester, it doesn't matter where you play Leicester, but if you're going to play Leicester, you have got to sing Over Land and Sea. Yeah, we'll follow the Chelsea over land and sea.
And Leicester!
Exactly. So you've got to have that. So this is a bit tricky to read out on television, the next one. But it's great when you get these kind of sides coming up from the Championship with all of their horrible Championship songs. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, shut up. Anyway, we get...
Was that one?
Oh, I don't know. It's just like they're all full of it, aren't they? Whoa, 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 like Palace do, you know.
True.
Anyway, so we say, who the hell are you? Don't we, quite often? And then we're...
Well, I personally don't.
Followed by...
People do. Yeah.
Followed by here for the
You get asked to
Chelsea.
leave.
Yeah. So that gets a nomination, quite rightly. And then the... I really quite enjoyed this. One of the loudest songs of the whole match for us was the Gerrard song. So, Steve Gerrard. He slipped on his... can't even say that, actually. Slipped on his rear end. And gave it to Denver Bar, Steve Gerrard. That was good.
I like very much stand up for Jose Mourinho instead of instead of stand up if you hate Tottenham.
Yes.
Which they were singing in
Stand up for Mourinho.
in the Matthew Harding, which I thought was excellent. I'm happy to stand up for that rather than stand up if you hate Tottenham. I don't enjoy that.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is,
Jonathan, one stand up if you hate Tottenham.
I agree with your sentiments a lot, but it has to be pointed out that one of the only reasons why we do songs that say stand up for this, that, or the other
is to stand up.
To annoy the stewards who are trying to get you to sit down. I don't think. Martin and I particularly can't stand the stand up if you hate Tottenham.
Well, particularly
when we're not playing.
Exactly.
I don't hate
can we
them
sing
every
about
week.
something that is about to do with the which? Therefore, singing about standing up for Jose Mourinho appeals to me.
Which is exactly why we shouldn't vote for any more Gerrard songs ever.
And there's quite a few teams that hate more than Tottenham anyway.
All right, so there we go. Benches. Benches give us a song. What do the benches have to say about chart of the match this week?
And Leicester. And Leicester has to be.
And Leicester.
And Leicester.
I'm really glad you said that, you know. I'm really glad you said that because actually I voted for, Over Land and Sea as my choice this week. What about,
Over Land and
the
Sea.
boys?
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fine.
Yeah. In fact, I
I'm
mentioned that
abstaining,
before the
but
game
good
started.
song.
I said, perfect song to sing.
All right, well, there we go. I mean, we've all voted for Over Land and Sea. I do happen to know, though, the last time I looked at the website, I think the Steve Gerrard song was winning it by a short slip. Sorry, neck. It was close.
But you think that since you looked at the website, the votes could have gone the other way?
I think since it is now officially for one night only.
And we could have won it.
One night only a Chijocracy. I think that Over Land and Sea wins it.
Yay!
Lovely, jubbly.
Unless a tweet comes in and tells us otherwise.
Now, I'm going to give, in a minute, I'm going to give the gallery a warning about something, but before that, I'm going to carry on with the Guinness moment. Now, Martin and I had Martin and I had a chat before the show, and we were saying there were huge amounts of potential Guinness moments this week.
Which is why I'm going to do my usual and vote for one that's not on the list.
I'll just ignore you.
In my own
like I
style,
usually do.
as I often do.
Do you know one bad thing about doing this in a TV studio now is that I can no longer pull the microphone cable out from the socket into which
never
you're
was
speaking.
a problem. I just used another mic.
I used to be able to mute you. I used to be able to mute you and just shut you off. I can't do it anymore. It's very annoying.
You're talking to a man who did nearly a whole show without his mic switched on once.
Yeah, best show we've ever done. Anyway, the nominations, and I mean, you know, I've already had some Twitter wars with Dave Abigail, who was saying why haven't you nominated Check Save? And my response to CFC Science was
Check Save.
Sorry, Courtois' save was it just wasn't sexual enough.
So he's back to two goalkeepers again.
I'm not going to warn you again. Shut up talking.
It gave me a stiffy.
Yeah. Well, it gave me a semi.
Was that Viagra?
All right. It just wasn't sexual enough. Now, what were sexual enough were these three. Willian did this brilliant turn, left the defender for dead in one move, and then pelted up towards the goal, and then unleashed a really good shot, which annoyingly Schmeichel saved. But it was I loved that. That really was quite sexual for me.
It was.
Something that was very more Cheshkuel, in fact, was Fabregas in the penalty box. Again, like Willian did, absolutely turned his man beautifully, and followed up with this beautiful little dinking. He tried to chip Schmeichel, very nearly did it.
Isn't it more Sesquiel? Isn't it? Because
No.
He's not Czech.
Are you an away boys or something? You know, are you a secret latte drinker? No.
I thought it was is it Francesco?
Yes, it's
Francesco.
It is Cesc.
Czech.
But it's not. We don't do the whole Cheshkuel thing because that's what the Arsenal fans used to do.
Did they? I'm so
Yes.
sorry. That's why you're saying latte boy, right?
Oh, you Arsenal in disguise. Yeah. Anyway, so Fabregas' turn and chip was brilliant.
Anything to do with the Gooners ever.
Drogba. Oh yeah. It's flooding back. Drogba did this brilliant outside of his right foot pass. Again, almost first touch. 30 yards to, sadly, Ramirez. But it was the thought that counts. Again, it was a very sexual
wonderful controlling the ball on his thigh, didn't he, before volleying, unfortunately, wide.
Now,
Oscar's shot that hit the post.
And Oscar did a turn again. A lot of turning their man and leaving them on their rear end, which I quite enjoyed.
Which I don't think we said once last season, so after all this moaning in the...
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, there genuinely were maybe 10...
Half.
There were 10, arguably 10... potential Guinness moments.
And then there was what would have been my choice as Guinness moment, and that was Branner driving in from the right wing, doing a striker's turn, beating two defenders, leaving him for dead, and then pushing the ball through for Costa to score.
Well, there you go. Now, benches, what do you think about that? Those are our nominations. What say you?
I'm actually with Dr. Martin there.
Thank you. Teresa, we can remove you from the studio. It is possible. I can call security and just have you taken out.
No, we'll just blame your scriptwriter, Chidge.
But he's turning into Cafu, isn't he, Branner?
Well, Martin.
He's turning into Snafu, you mean?
No.
Snafu would be more appropriate. Yeah. Anybody on the benches other than Teresa? What would you have to say about the Guinness moment?
I think I'll go for
This is discrimination.
Yeah, I think Willian.
Willian?
Nice bit of skill.
Yeah? Gaffer?
Willian, that's the only one I remember.
Oh, that gets my vote just for being the only one he can remember. I mean, what do you reckon, boys, before we put a lid on it?
Courtois save.
It's not in there. Jonathan?
I like Courtois save as well.
Okay. I mean, I will do this show on my own. Just see if I don't.
We know you're going to win anyway, Chief.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I genuinely actually can't remember what they voted for on this one. I don't think I bothered to look at that
Looks like you get to decide then, doesn't it?
That's right. In which case...
It'll be Willian.
It'll be Williams. Yeah, that was the most sexual thing that happened to me in the game.
You said that earlier.
He got
other
the
than
call
sitting next to Joe
from
Tweeds in the
Chidge.
second half. No less a man than Joe Tweeds. So there we go. I think we're going to give that to Willian, and then we'll rue it when we see what the results were on the website. Now, finally, I do love a bit of a celery moment. And for me, there were 3 standouts this week. I think, the return of Drogba has to be,
That's it for me.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I just thought the response he got, it was quite emotional.
Even Uncle Roman was up there.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
was.
was.
With his armpits.
Yeah,
Epic fail. See, look at me. A quick close up. I'm not suffering from, look, those armpits completely clean.
Are
look
you
at that.
Sure?
Yeah. They pong a bit, but they're not smelling.
Sure,
Oh, very good. So poor old Roman was suffering a bit. I mean, I don't blame him actually, because it can get a bit sweaty, depending on who. I actually had to move because the people I was sandwiched in between were far too sweaty, which is why I went and sat next to Joe Tweeds. But anyway,
the spare seat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Return of Drogba definitely gets a nomination. Ivanovic doing a Brabona. For 2 reasons, because
the flick.
It's just so incongruent seeing Branner like doing Hazard type flicks. What the hell is going on? And then I came up with Brabona, which I just think was very funny.
Very funny.
Joe Tweeds also thought it was very funny. I'm not just like sitting here saying,
I'm laughing internally.
Now, last but no means least, we've got a picture of this. Gallery, there's your warning. You see, we've got a picture of this. It's the Finborough Arms. Hooray! Applause for the gallery. Right, now...
I follow them on Twitter.
One of the lovely things about... well, have another look at the picture again, actually. Can I have another look at the picture? Please. Pretty please. There we go. Keep it on there for a while. But one of the things I love most about the first home match of the season is that we basically go a bit posse in the pubs before and afterwards, because we haven't been able to see our mates for a long time. Now we were in the Finborough. There you are. That's a great kind of before and after shot. That's pre-match, post-match. I think it's post-match anyway. But there's Seb having a chat with his stalker in the Finborough on the left, and I think that might be Ben, who has clearly fallen asleep after the game. There we go. Enough of the picture, guys. I think.
Are you drinking there now because the other pub has closed? Is for refurbishment?
It's because it's better.
No, it's better. It's a brilliant
They've got a
pub.
really good selection of beers. at the Finborough,
Superb
haven't they?
selection of
I
beers.
haven't been in the Finborough for about 30 years.
It's absolutely brilliant, and we're really loving it, aren't we, Pablo? And they really look after us. The landlord came up to me. I was at the bar getting a drink, and this bloke in a beard comes up to me and says,
Jeff.
"Hello, mate." Yeah, Jeff. He said, "You're Stamford Chidge, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "Oh, you're always tweeting us and stuff." I said, "Well, I love the pub, mate. It's brilliant, So there we go. So it was just great to see everybody before the game, and it was also very good. I was in the Hand and Flower afters, and the usual suspects were in there. I mean, it was just, as I said, brilliant to see all the people that I saw on Saturday. I mean, too many to. I mean, if I had to mention everybody, we'd be here for half an hour. But you know who you are. It was great to catch up with you. But as I said, it was quite funny as well. I think a lot of people are, they're not quite match fit when it comes to match day drinking. There were an awful lot of casualties around after the match for people who couldn't quite grasp the fact that football's back, and you do drink 17 pints at a football match, or whatever they were drinking.
I have
A couple of coffees.
fizzy water and a coffee.
Yes, I know. You have a sparkling elderflower cooler.
Sparkling
don't you?
coffee.
And your manservant brings it to you, doesn't he?
He does, and he hands me a flat cap.
Does he?
And a paper.
What's the name of your manservant in the East Stand?
Sopwith.
Sopwith.
Yes.
Is he a camel?
No.
Okay.
I can just imagine your father playing that role.
He would. He would.
And he's very like that. He says,
Very
"Hello,
like that."
Mr. Kidd, would you like to watch the match?" I say, "No, thank you, I'm still reading my paper."
Okay. So there we go. So those are the 3 nominations. Benches. What do you think of those? Which one are you going to go for?
Has to.
No.
After you.
Drogba.
Yeah, Drogba for me as well. Has to be.
Yeah.
You're fairly unanimous about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great moment. A hero returns. First domestic since Munich. It was just great atmosphere, lifted the crowd. So
Okay.
welcome back, Didier.
But Gaffer was definitely in the Finborough Arms and the Hand and Flower afters. I'm surprised he's not voted for that.
Well, it's usual, isn't it?
You're not my friend anymore.
Sorry?
You're not my friend anymore. Love it.
Of
All
course I
right.
am, Chidge.
So they want the return of Drogba. What about you, lot?
Yeah, return Drogba. I said that first
The
time.
return, I love the return of
I'm
Drogba.
not going to say the return because I saw him at Burnley and I got all my singing out.
Oh, but that was away.
It was away, yes.
Yeah.
But, meh, it
But
wasn't really
I'd like to add a caveat to this,
go on.
which is that I still don't understand why he's back at the club. I don't know what he's going to contribute.
We went through that. He's on a
I know,
farewell
but
tour,
once again,
Jonathan.
I know, but still.
Weren't you listening?
I was, but on a more serious
We got
aspect.
20
rather than-
seconds. Got to go.
On the more serious
Shush,
aspect.
Enough. Sorry.
I just,
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut. Zip.
Yeah.
Zip.
Okay.
Dump, dump,
Okay.
dump,
Right.
zip.
Yeah. I
Right.
understand.
Drogba. Return of Drogba wins this week's salary moment. Of course it does. I think you all voted for that as well. Well done. Yes, indeed. Right. Now you lot out there. Okay. Now after the break, we are going to be talking to my old friend Rob Shepherd, who I love to pieces. Now, Rob is a football writer extraordinaire, as we know. He also writes at the moment for the Mail online. Don't hold that against him. But the thing about Rob, as we know, is that he's quite fond of knowing what's going on in the transfer world. And I thought it'd be quite good to get him on the show so we can talk about that. Because last year, I think Rob was on our first show in this TV studio, and he said that Juan Mata would go, and we laughed in his face.
Yeah.
And what happened 3 months later?
Yeah.
So there we go. So we're going to have Rob on the show in a few minutes, if I can get him on the old dog and bone. Until then, have a little break, and we'll see you in a minute.